living life is stage. Hey, hey, 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 love yourself first, explicitly. You owe it to yourself to move with that energy. Empower your self-esteem. Self-love is king. That's the only way to win. That's how you empower your dreams. Living life is stage. Hey, hey, living life is stage. Hey, hey, living life is stage. Hey, hey, living life is stage. Hey, hey.
Hey Lifer Tribe, welcome to another video, Living Life with Stay. And if you're new to the channel, I'm Stay, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here, and since you're here, please consider hitting that subscribe button and becoming a permanent member of this Lifer Tribe. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. I got my braces, and it is taking some getting used to. So I had braces years and years ago, back in my 20s, and that's been a long time ago. So I forgot all of the little nuances to wearing braces, like the fact that the wires scratch the inside of my jaw and I have to use that wax, and the fact that half of my meal when I can eat ends up in my braces and I have to immediately go rinse my mouth out every single time. But all in all, it hasn't been that bad. It hasn't even been a week yet, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I'm probably only going to have them on for a couple of months because I did get fast braces. So I'm just grateful for the technology and the opportunity and the fact that I will have my smile looking back to the way that it makes me happy. So yeah, if I sound a little funny, if I look a little funny, yes, your girl got her braces on. And I didn't even bother to ask about getting clear, whatever. I'm just like, you know what? Give me what's gonna work. I'm not paying extra money to get clear. Vanity and all of that, this ain't the time. This is business right here. This is business. So yeah, got my braces on. But anyway, y'all, now let's get to the real reason why we're here, since we addressed the elephant in the room. Is we are coming up on the end of the year, or we're right at the end of the year. We are at the close of 2024, and this can just be a stressful time for a lot of people. And we have the holidays coming up, and you're supposed to be able to relax and just enjoy yourself and have a good time. But for so many reasons, this part of the year, instead of it being exciting, instead of it being a happy time, it can be quite stressful for a lot of people because money and finances are involved. You want to do all the things for the holidays. You want to decorate the house. You want to have the big meals. You want to buy all the fancy gifts. And sometimes that's not feasible. And so it causes people to go into a depression. Then for others, it's the thought of going into a new year and maybe not accomplishing all of the things that you wanted to accomplish in the current year, and just kind of going into the new year defeated and feeling like you've wasted time, or maybe not knowing what your goals are for the new year. All of those things can cause a lot of stress, and a lot of stress can lead to depression. And so I decided to make this video today to hopefully maybe be able to alleviate some of that pressure, alleviate some of that tension, kind of a woo-saw moment, and to just empower you and give you permission to give yourself permission to just relax. It is not that big of a deal. The holidays are about quality time. The holidays are about creating memories. Don't run yourself ragged trying to do things that don't bring you joy, trying to do things that are going to stress you out, deplete your bank account. Spend your time doing the things that pour into you. Remember yourself during the holiday season, and if that means doing nothing, then do that. And don't let the pressures of goals and New Year's resolutions stress you out, because as I talked about in a previous video, is time is just a way to track time. A new year really doesn't mean anything. When you go from December 31st to January 1st, it's no different than going from August 27th to August 28th, right? It's just another day. So don't stress yourself out thinking, oh, I have to go into the new year and hit the ground running. I have to go into the new year with all of these things to accomplish, because you are going to burn yourself out by the end of February. And it's going to cause you to give up on a lot of things. It's going to cause you to feel defeated, because a lot of times the things that we want to do, we do not set realistic expectations on ourselves. And so we end up failing before we ever get started. The same goes through the holidays. Why spend so much time stressing out about the holidays? What am I going to buy? How am I going to decorate? Where am I going to go? And then by the time the holidays actually come around, you're broke, you're stressed out, you're exhausted, and you can't even enjoy it. And now you're going through the holidays feeling sad, feeling depleted, your cup is empty. You're defeating the purpose. And so I just wanted to talk to you about maybe using these last couple of months of the year, November and December, to maybe just isolate yourself. Maybe just to take a different approach to the holidays. Maybe you decide this holiday that you are going to do very minimal. I am someone who typically puts up like 7 Christmas trees. I think this year I might only do 1, because I have a lot of things going on, and in order for me to get all 7 of my Christmas trees up, it's going to cost me a lot of energy, a lot of time that I don't know if I want to expend on that type of activity. Do I need 7 Christmas trees? No. And are my 7 Christmas trees going to bring me the same joy this year as they've brought me in past years, when I am stressing to get them up, I'm rushing to get them up, I'm staying up until the middle of the night to get them up because of how much things I had to do during the day? No. And so why put up 7 Christmas trees if it's not going to bring me joy, because I'm going to be tired and depleted and worn out? So this year, it's looking like it's just going to be 1 Christmas tree in the living room, and I'm good with that. Am I cooking the big meal on Thanksgiving like I normally cook? No. Again, because I have a lot going on right now as far as the business, and I'm so grateful for that. And I have meetings and I have sessions, and I don't really feel like being bothered with all of the prep and the shopping. So I've decided to order my Thanksgiving dinner, because what I want more than anything is to enjoy my Thanksgiving with my family, with my friends. My sister and her family are coming in town for Thanksgiving, and I explained to her, I'm not going to be cooking. We're just going to chill out. And she's like, you know what? We're on board with that. If there's just a couple of things that we just have to have, like your signature dish or our signature dish, maybe we'll make those. But having it catered and just being able to just kind of plug and play, everybody was with that, because guess what? That means nobody has to be waking up at the crack of dawn, chopping celery, turning on the oven. We're going to do Thanksgiving our way. And what we are going to have is plenty of time to enjoy each other's company, to have conversation, to watch Christmas movies, and no one's going to be worn out. Nobody's going to be burnt out. And so that's what I wanted to offer to you. You don't have to stick to those traditions. You don't have to do all of the things just because that's what other people expect you to do, or just because that's what you've always done. Give yourself a chance in this last part of the year to set yourself up to go into the new year with a positive mindset, with tons of energy, not going in already feeling depleted and defeated because of how the last couple of months of the year went. Give yourself permission to do things differently. Give yourself permission to do the things that are going to bring you joy, because what is going to count the most is what were the memories that you made? Who were the people that you invested time in? What are the things that you did that brought you joy? It's not ever going to be a time when you reflect and say, oh my gosh, it was so great how I stressed myself out all of November. planning for Christmas and New Year's. Oh, I just loved how exhausted I was at the end of 2024, getting ready to do all of these things in January of 2025 that I wasn't even able to do because I was so tired. Like, whoever is going to say that? No one. But are you going to regret taking time to relax, taking time to isolate yourself? You don't have to accept every single invitation to every ugly Christmas sweater party. You don't have to show up at everybody's Friendsgiving. You do not have to feel obligated to host one single event during the holiday season. And that includes me. So y'all know I'm a December baby, right? And so a lot of times for me, December is like jam-packed because my birthday is December 9th, which is the very beginning of the month. I'm on the board of the Fort Worth Metropolitan Black Chamber of Commerce. Inevitably, every year, the Christmas party for the chamber is that first week of December. I even had the nerve to plan the Christmas party for the chamber a couple of times. Then there's different business things, and I have always attended every single luncheon during Christmas, every single gift exchange, and by Christmas, I am exhausted. I usually host a Christmas Eve event at my house where we have all the kids here, friends, everything. And I just started thinking about it. This year, I'm like, oh my goodness, I have a huge corporate retreat that I'm planning for a client in January. I have a whole series that I am doing in February for another corporation. I'm like, how am I going to plan for all of this stuff? And these are the things that I prayed for, right? I prayed to get these contracts. I prayed to make these connections. And I'm like, I want to give my all to those projects because this is my livelihood. It's what sustains me. This is what I'm passionate about. It's what I love doing. And I'm like, am I going to be able to show up in excellence and give my best to these projects when I have to put up all these Christmas trees? People are going to be expecting me to host my Christmas Eve dinner. I have to plan something for my birthday. How am I going to fit all this other stuff in? And then it just dawned on me. Why are you doing that? You prayed for these things. These are the things that are going to help your business grow. Why would you take anything away from the excellence that you can present in your business because you feel obligated to do all these things for the holidays that are not going to be the things that sustain you as far as your business, as far as your finances? These are not going to be the things that help you reach your goals. Why would you jeopardize the quality that you could bring to those things? Not to mention, I have a book launch coming up in January. I'm actually hosting a women's conference in January. Like, the list goes on and on of these things that I prayed for and worked hard for. Why would I jeopardize those things to host a Christmas Eve party, to throw a birthday party, to show up at all of the Friendsgivings and all of those things, and then not be sure of the quality of my work on the other end? And I realized that doesn't make any sense. And if anybody calls and says, hey, what are we doing on your birthday? Nothing. If anybody calls and says, hey, are you having your Christmas Eve party? No, I'm not. And I'm okay with that because I have to do the things that are priorities for me. And what is never going to be a priority for me is burning the candle at both ends, depleting my cup, exhausting myself, and running on fumes just to do things because that's what I've always done. I'm not doing that. I'm also not going to feel obligated to sit down on January 1st and make a vision board for the year. I'm not. I'm starting off the beginning of my year knowing that I have goals and knowing that I'm going to achieve those goals, and I'm going to build my vision board throughout the year. Nothing says that I have to have my plans all set on January 1st or that first week of January. Those are the things that set us up for failure. I believe that vision boards should be ever growing, ever expanding, ever changing, because something that I wanted to do on January 1st may not even fit my life by the time I get to April. So why am I going to commit to that? What I'm going to do is give myself a chance to ease into the year, doing the things that I've already planned in 2024 and achieving those goals. Like I just explained to y'all, I already have a full calendar from January to April. Why would I then on January 1st start adding things to that and filling my plate with things and overextending myself before I'm able to even achieve the things that are already set out for me? And that's something I want you to feel empowered to do as well. Don't allow people and circumstances and invitations and expectations to force you into setting goals that are going to stress you out. I am almost certain that I am not the only one out there who already has stuff planned in 2024 for 2025 that we haven't even achieved yet. Let that be what your vision is. Let that be what your vision board is about, which means you can start doing that now. How do I want these things to plan out in the first quarter of the year? Because you also don't want to wait until the first quarter of the year to start planning the first quarter of the year. If you're already in January just planning what you want to do in January, what are the chances that you're going to be able to execute that in excellence, if at all? So I just want us to not get caught up on the cliches, not get caught up on the expectations, not get caught up in what we've always done, not get caught up on what other people are expecting us to do, and just really sit with ourselves in isolation and wrap our brains around, what is it that I really want to do? What is it that's most important for me? What is it that I can do to make sure that these last couple of months for me are not only productive but enjoyable, not only productive but relaxing, not only productive but they are serving me from a place of peace, serving me from a place of excellence, serving me from a place of loving myself. That's what I want you to think about. I also want you to use these last 2 months of the year to reflect on the year and make a decision on what things you're not going to carry into the new year. Instead of us always adding stuff to the new year, I want to do this, I'm going to start doing that, I'm going to, get interested in this. Let's think about the things that we want to take away from the last year. This would be a good time to reflect on the vision board that maybe you made last year and start taking things off that are no longer a priority for you. There is nothing said where you have to do everything that was on your vision board. Life changes, circumstances change, situations change, our minds change, our interests change. Look at that vision board and release yourself from some of those things that you said you were going to do, and give yourself permission to not want to do those things anymore. Give yourself permission to not be interested in that anymore. I want you all to be able to, and I'm probably going to make a whole video just on this, but be willing to adopt the good enough mindset. And a lot of times people hear those words good enough and they attach it to lazy or underachiever, but it's not that at all. The good enough mindset means that you're not overextending yourself, that you're not trying to force yourself to reach this unrealistic expectation of perfection, that you're not trying to be superwoman and spin all the plates and do all the things. Good enough means you are at a point in your life, in your mindset, within yourself and your self-love where you realize that you are enough. When you realize that you have done enough, you're doing enough, you are achieving enough, and you don't have to constantly be adding things to your plate in order to feel fulfilled. And so that is a whole other video, a whole different topic, but it's something that I definitely wanted to mention in this video, because as you're ending out this last part of the year, I want you to have that good enough mindset to know that Everything doesn't need to be expanded upon. It's not always about addition. Sometimes the vision going into the new year can just be, I want to keep doing what I'm doing now because I finally got a grasp on this and things are going well. I just want to get better at this thing. I don't need to necessarily add anything else. I want to perfect this. I want to operate in excellence in this, and not constantly adding new projects, adding new things. And so that's just something to think about, because I think this last part of the year just brings a lot of unnecessary stress, a lot of unnecessary pressure. I want us to always be mindful of the fact that the next day is just the next day, whether it's December 31st or January 1st or April 2nd or May 26th. It's just the next day, and each and every next day is a blessing, and you have the opportunity to try something new, do something new, stop doing something, letting go of something each and every day. You don't have to wait for specific days on the calendar to make decisions, to make changes, to take away things, to add things. Do them when the time is right. Do them when it feels right, and don't ever feel obligated to do anything just because that's what someone else expects you to do, or just because that's what you've always done. You always have the opportunity each and every day to say, I'm not doing that anymore, or I'm not doing it this year. I will probably put up all 7 of my Christmas trees again, but I'm not doing it this year, and I'm okay with that. And it's going to serve me in a better way, and I'm going to have more time, and I'm going to have more energy. And I'm not cooking the Christmas dinner this year. I'm not cooking the Thanksgiving dinner this year. And I'm okay with that, because I'm going to be able to enjoy my time in between the work that I need to do. I'm not going to add that undue pressure and stress on myself to do something just because. We're still going to eat. We're still going to have a good time. We're just doing it differently. And I just suggest that you all adopt that same mindset. That is all a part of living your life. Love yourself first explicitly. Do the things that make you feel good. Do the things that bring you joy. And what you'll also realize is a lot of things that you do just because you think other people are expecting you to do it, they're not really caring and paying that much attention anyway. They might be tired of coming to your Christmas Eve ugly sweater party every year, and they just feel obligated. So you might be letting them off the hook as well. So hopefully this video, this message has given you some inspiration. Hopefully it has taken some weight off of your shoulders. Hopefully it has given you a new perspective on how to end the year, how to go into the new year, and just how to be more relaxed, more joyous, and just more in the moment and not so structured. Do the things that bring you joy, because I wish you all a very, very, very productive yet relaxing end of the year. So I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in today. You know the drill. I love each and every one of you to bits and pieces. Always be kind and love one another, but don't forget to live your life. LYFE. Love yourself first explicitly. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Living like a skate, hey, hey. 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 Love yourself first, explicitly. You owe it to yourself to move with that energy. Empower your self-esteem. Self-love is king. That's the only way to win. That's how you empower your dreams. Living like a skate, hey.